Sonic the Hedgehog has gone through some stuff. The death of his best friend, the end of his world, an endless amount of reboots. But nothing could have prepared him for what was about to come, not even close. A portal suddenly opened up in the sky, bathing the landscape below in an otherworldly light. Sonic stopped mid-sprint and stared at it curiously. Tails flew up to him, his twin tails swishing frantically. "Do you think it's another one of Eggman's schemes, Sonic?" he asked, his voice trembling slightly. Sonic shrugged, but before he could say anything, a booming laugh echoed from the sky. "It's me, your worst nightmare, Sonic," said the voice, prepared to be obliterated. A small figure descended from the portal, holding what looked like a large revolver in his hand. "Who are you?" Sonic asked cautiously. The newcomer grinned, revealing sharp fangs. "You can call me Dr. Doom," he said, "and this world, it's not yours." "This is my world." Sonic felt a sudden jolt as the rings on his fingers vanished. "What? Why?" he cried out. Dr. Doom chuckled. "This dimension has no concept of rings, Sonic, and without them, you're just a normal hedgehog." Sonic looked down at his bare hands in disbelief. He was just a normal hedgehog. He was vulnerable. Tails whimpered, his eyes wide with fear. "We have to get out of here, Sonic," he said. But before they could react, Dr. Doom fired a blast of energy from his revolver, sending them flying. As Sonic lay on the ground, dazed and confused, he looked up at the sky and saw a huge vortex forming above him. It was pulling everything that wasn't nailed down right off the landscape. Houses were lifted into the air, trees were uprooted, and cars were tossed around like toys. "Sonic, I don't think we can outrun it," Tails shouted over the roar of the wind. "Then what are we gonna do?" Sonic yelled back. Tails thought quickly. "I'll distract it, you go hide somewhere safe." Sonic knew it was a risky plan, but he had no other choice. "Okay, I'll be at our secret base," he said. "Good luck, Tails." Tails took off into the air, his tails spinning wildly as he raced toward the vortex. He could feel the suction pulling him in, but he kept fighting against it, desperately trying to stay in control. "Got it," he shouted triumphantly as he finally managed to steer the vortex away from the base. He let out a sigh of relief, but it was short-lived. The vortex began to spin faster, growing larger and more powerful than before. "Oh, no," Tails cried out. "It's getting stronger." Just then, Sonic appeared beside him, his eyes narrowed with determination. "Don't worry, Tails," he said. "I've got this." Sonic closed his eyes and focused his energy, gathering all his remaining power. He was gonna need every ounce of strength he had left to pull this off. Meanwhile, Dr. Doom watched from a distance, a smug grin on his face. "Fools," he said. "You can't escape what's coming." Sonic opened his eyes and let out a mighty roar as he unleashed a massive blue sphere of energy. It shot toward the vortex, colliding with it head-on. The impact sent shockwaves rippling through the landscape, but it also began to stabilize the vortex, slowing it down and making it smaller. "Yes," Sonic panted, exhausted but pleased with himself. That should do it, but as the vortex began to shrink, something strange happened. It started to turn black, as if sucking all the color out of the world around it. "What's happening?" Tails cried out in alarm. Sonic didn't know, but he could feel a growing sense of dread in his heart. Suddenly, the vortex exploded, not in a burst of energy, but in a wave of pure darkness. Sonic and Tails were caught off guard, their eyes wide with terror as the darkness threatened to consume them. But just when it seemed like all hope was lost, two small points of light appeared in the distance. They were faint at first, but they grew brighter and brighter until they formed a tunnel of pure white light. Sonic and Tails exchanged a surprised glance before diving headfirst into the unknown. They tumbled through the air, falling endlessly through the white void. Then just as suddenly, it was over. They landed softly on the ground, the white void replaced by a familiar sight. Sonic looked around and his eyes widened in disbelief. He was back in his own world. He was home, but something was different. The sky was filled with portals, each one leading to a different world, a different dimension. And standing in front of him was Dr. Doom, a triumphant grin on his face. "Welcome to my world, Sonic," he said, "where you will be my guest of honor at my annual interdimensional annihilation party." With that, he snapped his fingers and a group of shadowy figures emerged from the portals, each one more bizarre and terrifying than the last. Oh, Sonic whispered, taking a step back. "I don't think this party's gonna be fun." Sonic and Tails, along with a few new friends they made along the way, set out on a quest to find a way home, but the road was long and dangerous, filled with all sorts of wacky situations and crazy characters. Would they ever make it back, or was this just the beginning of their interdimensional adventures? Find out next time.